Hey, this is David Owen.
And this is Marion Cowagowan.
And this is You Show Me Yours Rewatches Degrassi Junior High. That's what we're doing. We're rewatching this show, Degrassi Junior High. Hopefully you know what we're doing because we've been at this for like 6 episodes. And this is, in fact, Season 1, Episode 6, this time called Rumour Has It.
Rumour. Can you hear the Canadian U in it?
Rumour.
The Canadian pronunciation that he put in there.
Yeah.
This is, if you were with us last week, we teased that this episode, the BBC wouldn't air it at first because it was too controversial. Because we're dealing with sexuality.
Yes.
Or maybe, I don't know, maybe it was the petty theft that was that was controversial. I don't know. They really didn't say.
I'm okay with the gay, but wrongfully accusing a man of stealing $20.
All he wanted to do was give people licorice. I can't abide that.
He won £100 sterling.
Yes.
In a lottery.
Well, speaking of, same as we did last week, let's just dispense with the B plot because it's almost the same thing. It's Arthur and Yick up to insert comic relief shenanigans here.
Yes.
It does fit with the overall theme of this episode.
It is a little more, feels a little more connected than the last one.
Yes, but it's Arthur and Yick doing their Arthur and Yick thing.
Yeah.
Which is having a minor problem and making a huge deal out of it. In this case, Yick is, if you remember from a couple episodes ago, Yick is super messy.
Yes.
Which is how, I guess, today I think we probably would say he has, do we think he has ADHD or is he just messy?
He's definitely ADHD.
But he's to an extreme. Like, I know this is a reference that not even people our generation get, but if I say to you, Fibber McGee's closet,
no.
Do you know what that means?
Nope.
Okay. Well, this is like when not even our parents, my parents were kids. There was a show on the radio, early TV, I don't know, called Fibber McGee and Molly. And Fibber McGee had a closet that was full of everything. And when you open it up, everything falls out. And it's like, stacked with basketballs and, all this stuff. And Fibber, God, that's hard to say. Fibber McGee's closet is code for like a big old sloppy mess. That is what his locker looks like. Like you open it up and papers fall out.
It's like on a sitcom or something when they clean the apartment real quick by just shoving everything in and then, no, don't open that door.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's looking for, his dad gave him $20 to buy sneakers, which apparently are just in there loose.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, because he's disorganized.
Yes. Doesn't have a wallet, just, and his father never was like, hey, you're really disorganized. Keep all your money in a wallet.
Should help you out.
Yeah.
Because we also know from previous episodes that Yick is a pretty mean basketball player, so he must need some new sneaks.
Needs the kicks. We can't find him. And so he and Arthur immediately jumped to the conclusion that someone stole the money.
Yeah.
Which is not, someone stole money out of my locker when I was in high school. I was thinking about it as we were watching this. I want to say that I forgot to close it all the way and the money was like in a shelf in the back, so you could say I was asking for it. I don't know. But anyway, they jumped to this conclusion. I don't know if there's anything to prove that the locker was open for someone to get into, but anyway. And they are doing all this, like they get a fingerprint kit.
Well,
and
they do that, and then cue Rick.
Yes.
Of our previous very special episode from a couple weeks ago.
Yes, his life is much better now that he lives with his brother.
Better. Not only is he living with his brother, he still has his cool bike with the smaller front tire that looks like a chopper.
Yeah.
But he's won $100 on the Canadian lottery on a scratcher.
At age 13, you can play the lottery.
Somehow on a scratcher or something. And he arrives at school just after the $20 goes missing with a sack full of licorice.
And you're thinking, oh, like a pack of Twizzlers. No, like a paper bag.
A brown paper sack.
Full of licorice ropes, just like a bouquet of flowers. And he's walking around school all day. And it never is empty. It's just full all the time. It's the never-ending licorice bag.
Yeah.
And last week we talked about red licorice versus black.
Yes.
There's both.
There are both, yeah. At first it looks like it might just be black, but he does have red. And I lose respect for anyone that picks red. in the cast.
I don't know. See, I've never had black rope licorice. I've only had red ones, so Twizzlers basically, or black jelly beans. I've never had black rope licorice.
Yeah, but
I don't know if I would like it.
Red rope licorice is not licorice.
It's not. It's strawberry.
It's red
or cherry.
It's red vines.
Yes.
It's Twizzlers.
Yes.
Like it's something completely different. It's the same process, but it's missing the key ingredient,
which is the licorice.
Which is the licorice root
flavor. Yes.
From the licorice root. But
Dave has feelings about this.
I do, because licorice gets a lot of disrespect. I like old candy. I'm holding right now a nougat and almond candy that I found. It's an Asian candy.
Do you
at the Costco?
When you turn 50, am I going to need to get you like a box of those little strawberry things that were always like slightly melty?
Well, no, there's supposed to be, there's a cream in the center. There's a gel in the center. That's
a gel. It's not cream.
Yeah, it's not a cream. I go old person candy rankings. I go butterscotches, just in the little orangey yellow cellophane.
Yeah.
Love a butterscotch. I'll accept a Werther's in that same category, though. I am a butterscotch guy, and then I'll go. I'd go root beer barrels, and then maybe the strawberry candies, and a distant fourth is just like generic hard candy that you get in like a tin.
Yeah. No, I think the strawberry ones are dead last for me because it's just a sensory thing. Like they're always kind of wet, and I don't really.
Yeah, I also like the peanut butter candies that come in either orange or black wrappers, and they have a little bit of like powdered peanut butter in the center of them, but those are hard to get outside of.
That's only Halloween, yeah. And I imagine now they're really hard to get because of peanuts. But.
Yeah, an honorable mention to circus peanuts.
I never had circus peanuts, and I was like, those look like they taste amazing, and then they did not.
Circus peanuts are great. They only get honorable mention because they don't come individually wrapped.
Yeah, okay.
So,
but anyway, back to Rick.
Yeah, that's my hot take on old people candy.
I was about to say there's going to be an extra episode on Patreon.
Yeah, and you notice licorice doesn't make the list because licorice is like its own category. And it's timeless. Not just old people enjoy licorice. Everybody enjoys licorice.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, Rick has this never-ending bag of licorice ropes. And so Arthur and Yick jump real far
immediately
to the conclusion that, of course, he took the money.
Well, this street tough turns up with a bag full of licorice right after I lose $20.
Yeah. And then they're like, well, the rumors about what he's like. He's a criminal. He's got a criminal record.
He stole a magazine.
Blah, blah, blah. So clearly, blah, 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 blah.
And a record.
Yeah. My question is, if sneakers are $20, how much licorice does $100 get you?
Yeah. Well, he also bought a new T-shirt.
Oh,
he does get called out on that. They're like,
that's true.
I lose $20 and then you show up with a new T-shirt and a sack of licorice.
Yeah, and he is like, when I say never ending, I am not even kidding. Like to the point where he gets up in the middle of the class and walks up to the desk and gives the teacher some licorice. And she does not say, "Sit down. Yeah. You're interrupting my damn lesson." Oh. She's like, "Oh, I like licorice too. Okay, yeah."
Licorice disarms all.
Apparently. I needed to have licorice when I was this age. Maybe my life would have been better.
I had wanted to get licorice to eat during watching this episode, but it didn't work out.
We did. I don't even know where you get black rope licorice.
Well, you can go to licorice.com, which sells.
How is it spelled?
I think it's spelled the American way.
Okay.
Although if they're smart, they have all the domains. Yeah.
They have the SEO has worked out. Yeah.
Yeah, but like it is. It is a lot easier to get like red rope licorice in the form of like red vines or Twizzlers than it is to get black rope licorice.
Yes.
Black rope licorice is like it's a drugstore candy. Like now drugstores are like Walgreens and places like that are much nicer than they used to be.
Yeah.
But like when I was growing up, like we had Eckerd and Revco and these like little hole in the wall drugstores. And they had like the worst selection of candy. So I would always walk out of a drugstore in the 80s with some black rope licorice.
Really? Okay. All right. Well, stay tuned. We'll report back on if we can find black rope licorice. But so Arthur and Yick are just sort of following Rick around. I don't to see if he does a crime
Classic hijinks.
in the middle. I don't know. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, so at one point you would think you mentioned before I so rudely interrupted. You mentioned the fingerprint kit.
Yes.
So yeah, they're doing their shenanigans, and at first I'm thinking, okay, they're following him to the bathroom. They're gonna put the dust on the bathroom door where he touched it.
Yeah.
But no, that's not even like, as far as they know, all that's to a fingerprint kit is dusting for prints. They never lift any prints with the paper, the sticky paper that lifts the print. They never find any prints
and they
to
never
compare it to.
Like, did they think it was going to be like, this is Rick's fingerprint?
Like it would
right
just
here.
say like Rick in the swirl mark.
Rick was here. Yeah, like the anti-counterfeit features that are now on passports.
Right,
like that's
exactly.
how it's on the fingerprints now. And also like touched the locker doesn't mean went in and got the money. But
Right,
anyway.
because there's like 100 fingerprints on that locker.
Yeah. And eventually they're boy detective bossing too close to the sun,
Yes.
and Rick realizes that they're following him and finally turns around. This is after they've been scoping him out in the bathroom. Like,
Yeah.
dude, considering the rest of the episode, that is an interesting choice.
Yes.
And finally he's like, what are you doing? Leave me alone. They stammer out, we thought that you took the money. And I don't think he ever says he didn't.
Yeah, I don't think he ever does.
Yeah.
He's never exonerated on camera, at least.
No. And Mr. Radich walks in the middle of the thing and just sort of adjusts Rick's collar and walks on. At this point, he's wearing like a linen double-breasted suit, and he floats out of the building.
Yeah, like he's going to get on his yacht after.
Apparently.
Like
and so this breaks up the altercation, and Arthur and Yick are like, oh my God, you just almost got me killed. Blah, 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 blah. And Yick goes back to his locker, and Fibber McGee's all over everything. And there's the $20.
Yeah. Well, it was right here on the bottom of the locker the whole time.
Yeah. And are we going to go back and apologize to Rick? No, probably not.
They just walk out arguing with each other about, you should have seen the 20. It's not my fault. It was on the bottom. I'm like, oh, you almost got me killed.
Yeah, like it is, in fact, your fault. And then they leave the locker door wide open.
Standing wide. I wonder if you caught that. Yeah.
Yeah, like what else did you have in there?
All the papers still in the middle of the hallway and the door wide open.
Yeah. Mr. Yu, the disorganized, what was it?
Yeah.
Still, that title is still in force.
Yeah.
Radich may not be calling him that, but he still is very much there.
But yeah, that B plot is of course peppered throughout the episode, and we do get a few little. They're getting better at kind of crossing over, where you'll see the in the A plot story he's offering licorice and they're all in the same class, and so Yick is like licorice, and he's like eyeballing him, So it's it's peppered all throughout. But that's pretty much the B plot.
Yeah, but the theme of this episode, as you may have noticed, is rumors are bad.
Yes.
Rumors about someone's past of petty crime,
checkered past,
and rumors about whether someone is gay.
Yes, or lesbian.
Yes, or did you hear it? Leslie, I told you.
Leslie.
Told you they said it.
They did say that.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of lesbian.
A lot of close-ups on mouths.
Yeah.
Really enunciating. I heard she's lesbian.
She's a homosexual.
Yeah, homosexual.
Yeah. So this episode resonates with me a lot. First of all, because Caitlin is one of my other favorite characters. Later, I feel like right now she's a little bit of a Mary Sue, but later she gets more interesting. I was not this age, but a little bit older in high school. I remember thinking, well, the boys don't like me, so what if I'm actually gay? And they know it, and I don't. And I was not really interested in girls. I very much was interested in boys, more as like a sign that I was an acceptable girl, more than it wasn't. I don't know. Like, it wasn't so much that I liked this particular boy. It was like Pokemon. Got to catch them all.
Right.
Like, I just wanted Annie. I have a crush on every boy.
I was going to say, what you're saying is you have a crush on every boy.
Yes. And like, I just wanted someone to like me back. But they never did. And so I was like, what if I'm actually gay? And I am pretty sure that there was a rumor going around that my best friend at the time and I were a couple, because neither of us was particularly attractive to boys, and we hung out together. And so therefore, clearly, if you don't got boys, you turn to be, so this resonates with me a lot, because the whole idea of like questioning, what if I don't think this is true, but what if it is? And you don't know, and you're so like, what are other people going to think about it? And yada yada yada. Like, this really resonates with me. And sweet baby Caitlin, of course. I'm like, protect her from everything. But yeah, so we open on Caitlin's having a dream. It seems to be a recurring one, that she's in English class and with English, geography, something.
What, I think it's geography on the
with
board.
Ms. Avery, and Ms. Avery's like, Caitlin, will you come up to the front? And Ms. Avery, she's very touchy.
Yeah.
A lot of like hand on the shoulder, and not like fingertips, but like full on hand on the bicep, and a little bit of caressing. And, you know, and I'm like, oh, ma'am, you need to not do that. That's like, I'm looking at this from the 2020s point of view, and like, oh, yeah. No, don't touch.
Things have changed.
Yes. But anyway, she's having a conversation with Caitlin in front of the class, and then Caitlin hears everyone whispering, "Did you know that Miss Avery's a lesbian, and maybe Caitlin's a lesbian too, and blah, 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 lesbian. You know, when Caitlin wakes up in a cold sweat, you know.
Yeah.
And there are rumors going around that Miss Avery is a lesbian because we never see her with any men.
Yeah.
So again, clearly, like, no men, clearly gay. That's how it works, right?
She's very particular about the Ms. Avery.
Yes. Which she's not proud to be married, so clearly.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just another one of those things of like misogynists weaponizing these traditions, like what a traditional female woman would have done in the past, and like, well, she's not doing these things, she must be lesbian.
Yes, if she's not checking off all these boxes, then she's clearly over there.
Right.
And so there's lots of, and did you pick up before that Kathleen is terrible? Kathleen is one of the other ones who did the fake drugs with Melanie.
Yeah.
She's a total hag.
She's a real broomhead.
Awful. She's worse than a broomhead. She is terrible, and she's full of, well, I think she's a lesbian. Well, I saw her with her female friend, and they were holding hands. Well, you know, she lives with a woman. Shut up. And one day she sees Ms. Avery being dropped off at school by a woman, and they smooch before she gets out of the car. And we're talking like pecks on the cheek. This is not, you know, but
oh my God.
And then, so Caitlin likes Ms. Avery as a teacher, and Ms. Avery likes Caitlin as a student. But this is, you know, Caitlin's having these hormone-induced weird dreams, which, and later Ms. Avery says, this is completely normal. Like, your brain and your body are going through a lot of changes. Don't read anything into this. This is just your brain's way of sorting things out. But she's all confused, and, you know, is my teacher a lesbian? If I like my teacher, what does that make me? You know, yeah. And then Kathleen tells Susie, Caitlin's friend, well, if you know, Caitlin spends a lot of time with Ms. Avery, so maybe she's a lesbian. So what is she going to do to you?
Watch out, because they're working together on a photography project, so they're in the dark room alone a lot.
Yeah, in the dark. And you know that all gay people, if they are in a small space with anyone of the same sex, they immediately pounce. Straight people don't do that. Just gay people. That's how it works.
Yeah. I like examining some of the contradictory evidence that is like presented for why Caitlin might be gay. Is like, you know, she likes Miss Avery. She's with her all the time. She hides behind a towel when she changes in the girls' room. Like, that's the opposite of what a lesbian would do. Like, like, she doesn't want us to see her nude body.
And there's nothing about she stares at us.
Right. Exactly. You know, exactly. Yeah. Like,
also, it occurred to me, like, I don't care what sexuality Miss Avery is. If she's gay and Caitlin's gay, that's what, for them to have any sort of actual relationship is inappropriate. So
of course.
Don't give me this of like, well, clearly they're gay together. Like, which is what it seems to be, not exactly implying, but like pairing them together. And I'm like, that's not.
Yeah, it doesn't ever go that far, but it's like, you know, birds of a feather. But it can easily trip over into that. Yeah,
but it is very, I think, very apt for the way that junior high rumors go around.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The evidence is not strong for anything, and nothing is logical, and nothing is looking at what an actual question would be, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
And I mean, Miss Avery, there's a point where Ms. Avery has her break it down, and like I get where she's coming from, but like that's a pretty strong case. Like, you live with a woman, you kiss the woman that you live with brings you to work every day. You go out with her on the weekends. Maybe you held hands. And I'm not even bringing in the you don't have a man stuff. Just like the circumstantial evidence it gets you halfway there. The actual evidence, like throwing out the holding hands thing at a certain point, like, and maybe this is just because I knew at least a couple of older men in my life who had roommates, wink, wink, and that sort of thing. Unspoken family members, oh, we don't talk about, Uncle Steve and Andre.
Andre comes to all the family functions, right. And when you go over there, they only have one bedroom, but we don't talk about it. Yeah. And
yeah, they have a guest room, but it doesn't have a bed in it.
I don't know what is going on there. I guess Andre sleeps on the couch. It must be better for his back. Yeah.
It's So it's this is the time. This is maybe the tail end of the time where, if you were gay and you had a job like school teacher, you wouldn't have been safe being out.
Yeah, I don't know how Canada, much less Toronto, was at this time. But just as someone who lived in a small town, I'm surprised that Ms. Avery feels comfortable being this. Brazen's not the right word, because she never says, "Oh, I'm gay. Oh, I'm not gay." She never. She manages to sort of dissipate Caitlin's unease about it without ever saying, which frankly is fair. Like, she doesn't know anybody's explanation. But so brazen's not the right word, but like she is kind of very, very close to the edge of behavior that in a small town or 20 years before would really get the rumor mill going and in trouble. And I feel like if the right parents found out about this, things would be bad. It's, to be clear, that's not okay, but people are shitty.
Yeah. And I don't think we have a bunch of Gen Alpha listeners or anything, but for younger people, if you're under the age of 40 or especially 35, you may not remember how not okay it was to be gay in the 1980s.
Yeah.
And how, not even without getting too deep into the AIDS thing, how that stigmatized the homosexual community. And you even see it here when they're talking about to Susie about if Caitlin's gay or not, the implication that when they're in the dark room alone together, she's going to attack her feeds into this, or jump her bones, feeds into this stereotype of gay people as these predators. Right. And that was a very prevalent thing back then. And it tied into this, the culture and it got into everybody's brains. And to see these people that really just wanted to be left alone and live their lives.
Yeah. And
as predators.
And have someone that they loved, but separately from their life. And and it's frankly insulting to think that, a gay person doesn't have the self-control or the discernment or, it's gross, but this was out there at the time.
Well, and then when the reality is the actual ones you need to be scared of in a dark room are the heterosexual males.
Yes. The exception that proves the rule or something. So I am proud of Ms. Avery for being just this is what I am, whatever, deal with it.
Yeah.
But I'm also a little scared for her because all you need is one too many Kathleens in the world, and that's going to backfire.
Well, it's that kind of thing of someone who gets wrongly arrested for a crime they didn't commit, and then going, well, the justice system will exonerate me because I'm innocent.
Yeah.
And then slam cut to 30 years later of them being executed in the electric chair.
Yeah. We used all the appeals and nobody, or it's this was a while ago, but The Contender, when the woman is accused of participating in this orgy or whatever, and it wasn't her, but she's well, that's my personal life, or it would be my personal life if it had happened, and so I'm just not going to address it.
Yeah,
and
this idea that
Yeah.
that I shouldn't need to address this, and the people will see through this, and like you're giving the people too much credit.
Yeah.
You're giving the justice system too much credit. You're giving all these things too much credit
Yes.
when you think like, oh, it shouldn't be their business. Like, yeah, it shouldn't, but
shitty people have a way of making things their business.
yeah.
But even though Ms. Avery does, I think, a masterful job of being like, you are not necessarily gay because you are 12 and your brain and body are all weird and whatever.
Yeah.
But then the credits.
Yeah.
The credits have, Ms. Avery, Susie, Kathleen, whatever, girlfriend.
Right. At the very
which could be friend who is a friend. But who knows? We'll never know
that particular choice of words.
Yes,
because it could have been roommate.
Yes.
It could have been Miss Avery's friend.
Yes,
it could have been any number of girlfriends.
It could have said Ms. Avery's girlfriend. It could have said her name, because I think at some point she says, "Oh, you mean Elaine?"
Yeah, she does. Yeah,
but it just says girlfriend, so we'll never know. Or
will we? I don't know if Miss Avery is outed during the course of the show. I don't know.
I don't know. Can we have a moment for Ms. Avery's clothes? Like,
sure.
This lady has some style, and I love it. Like, this is not anything that I would wear, but she has this glorious long hair. I mean, we're talking like almost Crystal Gale. Like, it's probably waist length.
Yeah, it's long. Yeah.
And it's full and luscious, and she's got these big old shirt dresses with like kind of puffed sleeves or whatever. White pumps.
Yeah.
Which I would never wear, but are very time appropriate.
Yeah.
And this beautiful beaded jewelry. And there's a couple of times when this dream that Caitlin's having, she's talking about, oh, your paper on the Native communities was wonderful. So, and she's sort of darker skinned herself, so I think she is meant to be a First Nation.
Yeah, it could be.
Which is a nice nod to just Canadian demographics. And so I'm assuming that the jewelry she has is Indigenous too.
Yeah, probably.
But she's such an interesting character. Like, that's kind of who you want as a teacher.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
somebody who is not
kind of funky.
Yeah, like not in your face with all these things about themselves, but very just like, if you are cool with an interesting person in your life, she is the cool person.
Yeah, and she dresses like a elementary school music teacher. Or elementary school art teacher or something.
She's got that
a little fun.
Yeah,
she's she's dressed like Miss Lippy in Billy Madison.
Yeah, but she's very you can tell like she's serious about what she's doing, about the lessons and everything. So it's good comedy.
And she's even, there's the one student that she's handing their paper back and she's like, see, I knew you could do it if you tried, so she seems like a good teacher.
And aside from Kathleen and this whole stuff, like the students seem to respond to her. They're taking their work as seriously as 12-year-olds can.
Yeah.
She's got a good rapport with the kids. Like, we need her like cloned.
Yeah.
We want more of this.
Also, can we just point out that Yick appears to own his own overhead projector?
Yes,
because he is. Him and Arthur are doing a report as part of their little assignment.
Oh yes, and it's on Neighborhood Watch, by the way, as a nice bookend for their
I noticed the overhead projector is on his desk.
Yes.
And I'm like, that's weird. That's on his desk. And then in the background of the A plot that's happening after his report, he's lugging the whole thing out of the classroom.
Yes, there is no room in his locker for it because it's stuffed with papers. Though I don't understand.
I don't know where it went.
How much is one of those projectors? That's got to be like $100. Rick could buy it with his lottery money.
Oh yeah, definitely. He could buy it and have a little leftover for licorice.
Yeah. And overhead projectors. That is also a thing that if you are younger than say 35 or 40, you've never seen this. And Yick is putting the slides on the thing and it's getting them upside down and backward and everything. And it's all like, if you're
hilarious.
Used to just smart boards now, you're like, what in the world is this? How technology, man.
Overhead projectors, just a quick story. This just to reveal something to you about me.
Okay.
My ninth grade pre-algebra teacher, who was named Mr. Duncan,
Mm-hmm.
and he did everything on his overhead projector.
Mm-hmm.
And so me and my friends in that class were like, he loves his overhead projector. Like he wants to marry it, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so at the time I was very artistic and I was always drawing little comics. So I was drawing, and I would draw caricatures of all my teachers in this one particular style that I drew in. It was big mouths and kind of, it wasn't Simpsons adjacent, but it was just like an exaggerated cartoon style. And I drew like a 4-page comic of him having sex with his overhead projector.
Oh,
And it wasn't explicit. It was just like,
yeah,
it was like appropriate for after 10 o'clock on network television kind of stuff. But yeah, I did like, I had a little gag in the beginning where he's sweating and thrusting and, oh baby, you're so good and all this stuff. And then pull back and it's him and his overhead projector. And I made photocopies of it and handed it out to people for like $0.25, like sold it to people for like $0.25 or something, or $1, maybe, I can't remember. But yeah, and then he found it at some point and I got in trouble.
And you hurt his feelings. And
A little bit.
Oh no.
But he was just like kind of a frumpy guy. He had a weird, like wispy little mustache that wasn't like very filled in, like kind of like when our son grows his little mustache, or like when a teen does. But he was 40, and like thinning receding hair. Like he just was not, and he wore sweater vests, but like he wore sweater vests with over top of short sleeve button up shirts.
Oh, that's never a good look.
And like corduroy pants and stuff.
Yeah. Just generally short sleeve dress shirts. No, they need to not be made.
Mr. Duncan, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry for making your
You
comment.
should be sorry. Oh, that sounds really mean.
He every single day he worked on his overhead projector. He did work on it like every single day. He never, he had a board.
That was high tech.
He never wrote on the board. Overhead projector.
I believe my math teacher did too, because you have the clear sheets that you can photocopy on, so it's like a template, and you're like, okay, see here.
But he was hand jamming everything on the he never had pre-done, like everything was just, he had this one transparency sheet, and somebody took it at some point. It wasn't me. Somebody took it, and he was very he was very off his game for like a day until he got another transparency sheet.
Oh no.
Yeah, but yeah, just the one transparency, and just wrote in, and because he only had one transparency sheet, after he would fill it up, he would and wipe it off, and then he'd start again. Everybody got the notes. Everybody got this. I'm gonna erase it. Okay.
So you're talking about math teachers, and that reminds me of one of the math teachers and one of the English teachers in my school. I had them both freshman year. The math teacher was a plump lady, and the English teacher was a very skinny lady.
Okay.
Both in their, 30s, which to us was like being in their 70s, and single. And teenagers are so mean. And they were friends, and they went tanning together, I think, or in the summer they would lay out in somebody's backyard. I don't know. They both would come back in August, like suspiciously mahogany colored, which is, don't do that. It's not good. But the jokes that people made about them, and even at the time, I was like, oh my gosh, that's really mean. Like, don't, and that, well, clearly they don't have a man, so clearly they have to be together. I'm glad that I don't have to hang out with teenagers and hear that kind of stuff, because the way that they can be so mean about anybody who doesn't fit the standard. Like, if you don't fit into this heteronormative thing of having a partner or looking a certain way or whatever. And it was not lost on me that, neither of these women was conventionally attractive, and one was overweight and the other was too skinny, and that just made it worse. Like, teenagers suck. Don't do that. Or if you did as a teenager, stop doing it when you're older.
Yeah. I think most teens do.
I hope, but not enough.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's been me reliving my high school trauma.
Yep.
I don't think I ever made jokes about the math teacher and the English teacher. If I did, I'm very sorry.
Perhaps.
But yeah, so I'm glad that in 2026, in many schools, not all, a gay teacher or a gay student would have a much better time.
Yes, would not
than,
be
than here.
There wouldn't be a school board meeting.
No.
If one of the teachers was openly gay.
No. Although, Ms. Avery, please stop full palm touching people.
Yeah, it's a little aggressive.
You know, like a little bit like fingertip on the shoulder
light,
or on the elbow. Like
just light fingertip. Yeah.
You know, maybe touch the desk instead of the people. But
yeah, rumors are bad. All right.
Yeah, don't do it.
Don't do a rumor.
Don't do. And being gay is okay.
It's super cool if you want to do that.
Yes,
we're all for it.
Particularly if you can do it like Ms. Avery.
Yeah.
Ms. Avery was pretty rad. Let's see. Next episode.
Yeah.
If you thought this one was controversial, here's the next one.
This is the one.
It's not actually. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
This is not. You were setting me up.
I thought it
one.
was. I thought it was.
Okay.
That comes later. No. Here, I'm going to read you again. I'm going to read you the whole description that's on Wikipedia. Okay. Arthur and Stephanie's mother has plans for Friday night, which prompt them to make plans of their own while the house is vacant. Arthur plans to show Yick a pornographic movie.
Ooh.
While Stephanie plans to invite Wheels over and have sexual intercourse. Who wrote this?
Nice.
You know, Wheels seeks his reluctant father's advice, and Joey helps him pick out condoms, but embarrasses him by loudly announcing the brand of condoms in the drugstore. When Wheels arrives at Stephanie's house with flowers, that's nice, he finds himself waiting on the front step with Stephanie's mother's date and realizes that it was her mother that sold him the condoms.
Oh, no.
Spoiler alert. Jeez.
Wacky.
When her mother catches them out, Arthur's friends arrive wanting to see the porn film. This
can't wait.
Also was not aired by the BBC until later. Something later. I don't
know about it.
I don't know. Yeah.
DFA or whatever.
Yeah. I have to say, like, this kind of goes with my rule. Like, if you are too chicken to buy condoms with confidence on your own, you are most deaf too chicken to be having sex.
Well, I mean, too chicken. You're not ready, certainly.
Did I say chicken? Okay. Yeah. You are not ready.
You're not ready for that.
Yeah. And also, I think even if you can buy the condoms at 13, no, you shouldn't be having sex at 13. But that's,
But we'll see those shenanigans
next time. Yeah. So, folks, we would love to know what you think about this particular episode. Are you also a fan of Ms. Avery's clothes? The dress, the hair, the necklace, I might have a crush on Ms. Avery, and I'm okay with that. I'm straight and I still have a crush because she's pretty great.
Yeah.
Girl crushes are a thing. It's totally fine. Did you also like Ms. Avery? Let us know. You can reach us in a couple different ways. You can send us an email at ysmypodcast. That's ysmy for you show me yours at gmail.com, or you can find us on Facebook, same handle. Or you can DM us, or you can look on our feed for links to our latest episodes. In 2026, we have episodes every single week. The first Wednesday of the month, we do our YSMY thing and show each other movies that we loved before our first date. And then all the rest of the Wednesdays of the month, we are doing the watch through of Degrassi Junior High. Next time, it'll be the sex and porn episode with Stephanie and Arthur and shenanigans.
Get down to business.
Yes.
Business time.
So tune in for that next time. Well, in the meantime, this has been You Show Me Yours. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.
I just want to point out that on the notes board, I wrote licorice spelled the proper way, which is to say the American way.
Where is it? Oh, there it is.
Yes. I was forced to write Rumour with a U because that's the canonical name of the episode.
Yeah.
But in my own notes, I went rogue and I spelled licorice correctly.
Jeez.
I'm crazy.